my top 20 favourite films that I watched and bought during 2025. They're all Blu-rays, I think. Maybe there's a few 4Ks as well. No DVDs. First one, Dr Mabuse. Now, this was a part of a set of films. I've got them all elsewhere, but this was the first one, The Thousand Eyes of Dr Mabuse. Probably someone will correct me and say, no, it wasn't. It was the second or third. I think it was the first one. This one is from Eureka. And I think Eureka have been bringing some great stuff out. This has got lots of good extras. And also, Dr Mabuse is this villain that's completely impossible to stop. Everyone tries to stop him, and you've got this great police officer that's trying to stop him, but he's always using various means of destroying various people, killing people off. And also, he returns over and over again, even though they think they finally got rid of him. But no, he comes back again. And this one, really loved it. The rest of the box set was superb as well. Going through a lot of Hammer films at the moment, and this one, Cash on Demand, probably was one of my favourite, and probably as a Christmas film, one of the best Christmas films I've seen for ages. It starts at Christmas. It's got a wintry scene when you've got this guy going into a bank. It seems like very simple. However, Peter Cushing is the bank manager, and it's basically Scrooge. He's Scrooge. He learns to appreciate Christmas, appreciate the people around him as well, the honesty, the truths and things, all these things. Before that, he's got complete control. He's very pernickety about all the various things. But then suddenly he finds he's no longer in control and things go completely wrong for him. And I just loved this film. Cash on Demand. It's an absolute masterpiece. One of those classic Christmas films. I don't know if it's particularly considered a Christmas film, but I think it should be up in that top 10 of Christmas films. Got lots of great extras as ever. Of course, it's got, I think this one's Jonathan Rigby. I always love his audio commentaries. Plus a lot of things like Hammer Women. They quite often in the series of these indicated ones, they've had Hammer Women. And also lots of discussions about other aspects of the film. This is from Radiance. Again, Radiance has produced some really good films recently. And I love this one. Daughters of Darkness. Set in this really very bleak, weird, sort of deserted hotel, end of season. And there's vampires. What more can you want? I just absolutely love this film. Great cast, not many people. There's about 5 or 6 people. You got like this. I love the guy, not the porter, the guy running the hotel, the manager, and he's just everything about the film. It's just brilliant. And also, not only that, it's got a fair amount of extras. I think. I don't know because it doesn't seem to actually got things. It's possible I've tucked it. Oh, here it is. So I've got this. So does it say that? Yes, there's bits and pieces here, all the various things down here. So I guess there are. I can't remember if it had extras or not, but it was just superb. If you love vampire films, certainly quirky ones from the early 1970s, this one is definite, and she's brilliant. Absolutely great. So worth checking out. Daughters of Darkness. I had never heard of it. Never heard of the film, so it was a joy to watch. Hammer have been bringing out loads of great box sets recently, 4Ks, Blu-rays. No, this one is a 4K as well. It's got 4K and also the Blu-ray. It comes with a really great little booklet. You know, so I always put these things. I just really don't like these things at all. I never know where to put them because you can't really put them on around the bottom of it again. What can you do with them? But it's still great booklet. But the film is just great as well. It's just set in Soho, Mayfair, that area, and there's lots about the fashion industry as well. It's a sort of film noir, very, very powerful film. I just loved every bit about it, and like I said, the booklet's great. Also came with lots and lots of extras, and let's just open this up and you can see there, characters there, and you can see, let's see, what's it got? It's got 4K, and it's got the Blu-ray. Great, absolutely loved it. Absolutely love those sort of films. I hope they've got a few more coming out. You've got the one of Whispering Smiths. I'm looking forward to watching that. I've got it, but I haven't watched it yet. And also Stolen Face, which hasn't come out yet, but I'm looking forward to that. As soon as that comes out, I am. And also, apparently, I've seen there's been a mention of something else about another film noir. I hope that is the case. Talking about various crime films, this one is great. All the colours of Giallo and these Italian crime films. Many of them are just plain weird. Quite often I'd watch them and thinking, I have no idea what actually happened. But it doesn't make a difference. I thoroughly enjoy it. It's just beautifully shot, beautifully filmed, make no sense whatsoever. Often you've got police departments that make no sense of how they do their investigations. Quite often it's various other people doing the investigations. This one has got lots and lots of trailers, so you sit watching it, and so it makes even less sense. It's just endless trailers. I don't know how many is on here, 90, 100. There's a lot. There's also 3 discs in this one, which is great. I have 4 hours of trailers. What can you want? Sitting watching 4 hours, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching all of them. Also, you've got some lots of documentaries. Also, you've got some about music as well, CDs there as well, which is great. This one, if you sort of don't know much about Giallo, I think this is a great introduction to it. Though, personally, obviously, just go and watch a few of the films. There's some really good ones. Heart of Stone, this is an old one. Very odd. A fairy tale, German fairy tale. I love these sort of ones. Every time I see anything released by Eureka that's a German one like this, I just think, wow, definitely worth checking out. This one was great. Sort of Hans Christian Andersen, Brothers Grimm, that sort of thing. It was just plain odd with tons and tons of really good extras. So this film, if you're into sort of German films of the 1950s, I think this is definitely one to check out. Radio On. Now, Radio On, I'd never heard of this, and this is a BFI film. Quite weird, because I quite often go through all the BFI films and look into them. And this one, just perfect film, because the route they went is the route that I used to go along that road. And it was just great seeing the film just because of that. Also, all the shops and all the places, all the street, everything about it was just absolutely captured that 1980s. You've got the Reckless Eric, you've got David Bowie, Kraftwerk, great soundtrack, and it's just stark black and white. Also, it's a weird mix of English and German film, which I just thought was good. Comes with, of course, selection of great special features, and it's that period, like Thatcher period. So it's just fascinating sort of time. Mythic vision of England. Yes, that was just great. Now, this is an old one, Dust of the Stars. Now, there's a few in this box set of science fiction ones from East Germany, and they are just brilliant. So if you can get this box set, I think they're all brilliant. This one is brilliant as well. It's got lots of extras. Now, I would say it was quite a confusing film in places. A lot of these ones, you sit and watching it thinking, yeah, okay, I understand it. But you think, they certainly had their own style. And that's the thing about it. You watch I've watched loads of science fiction films, the 70s and 80s, and you've got the dystopian films. In many ways, these films did not have that same feel. They had a completely different... Everyone was sort of optimistic, sort of thing. Very strange sort of attitude it had during it. It's just a fascinating insight into the character of East Germany at that time. And I think this is one of the deafer ones again. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. But I loved all the others that were part of the box set of the science fiction ones. Definitely worth picking up that box set if you can get that. Now, this one is what I watched over Christmas. The sort of films you watch over Christmas. Ingmar Bergman, yes. If you're going to... Nice... But no, I just think they were the most amazing, beautiful, stunning films. One is the cinematography is just great, but also direction, everything about it. And I got box set volume 2 and volume 3. I think this was volume 3. I had to choose one of them, so I went for this one. But this has got the Seventh Seal, of course, classic. Actually, this is the one I haven't watched. All the others I thoroughly enjoyed. That one, Smiles of Summer Night. Just an absolutely beautiful film. Also, the summer interlude, great. Summer with Monica, superb. Wild Strawberries, The Magician. You can't say, they're just magical films. Some of the best films ever made, as far as I'm concerned. The Swedish, but it doesn't matter. They are just so beautifully filmed. The cast are just great. The similar characters turn up all the time, similar actors. So it is quite nice seeing them in different roles as well. Also, it comes with a lovely little booklet as well. And I think reasonably affordable for such a lovely box set. Though, sadly, volume 4 of the set is long out of print. So you might find it a bit harder to pick that up. But I've got a few of the films, most of them, already in various DVDs. So the only one I'm missing now is volume 1, which I will be getting. Now, here's another one from the Hammer, and that I loved. Captain Kronos, a sort of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, a bit before Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I'd have to say, but a thing that should have continued on. There should have been a series. I don't know why. Also, Great cast. I loved all the characters in this. I loved the vampires as well. Everything about it was just great. Still, got lots of excellent extras. And I think it's a 4K. Is it 4K? I don't know. I think it might. Yes, I got 4K. 4K and Blu-ray. You can see nice selection there. Now, I didn't get the special box set that came out earlier. I don't know why. I was looking at it thinking, oh, I must find out about that. But I wasn't really familiar with the film, Captain Kronos. And it's, let's say, it's basically Buffy the Vampire Slayer, as far as I'm concerned, before Buffy ever existed. It's worth it. Stylish film. Brian Clemens, of course, Professionals, The Avengers. Love those. Great series. And that's a great film. This is an unusual one. This is one of the good old Lucio Fulci films, Italian. And Beatrice Cenci. It's a medieval period and that / Renaissance period. And I just love this. Just great cast. Thomas Milan and many others as well. And it's just weird. Very brutal in places. And it's yeah, worth checking out if you want to see a really interesting sort of, it's nothing like his other films, like Beyond and all the various weird zombie ones and things. And I do love the Fulci films. They are great, though I quite often still baffled at the end of them. It sounds like I'm baffled with lots of films. It quite often is the case. You sit there and just enjoy the film. And sometimes I think, yep, that was a good film. Black Torment. One I wasn't familiar with. He was great. She was great. Everyone was great in this. I knew the twist. I worked out the twist quite quickly. It's not quite often when you watch films, you think, I wonder if that's what's, yep. And I think, yes, I did work it out already, so that's good. Returning home to introduce his new bride to his father, etc., etc. Horrified when he's blamed for an unspeakable murder. All those kind of things. It's period piece. Just absolutely brilliant. I thought the cast was great. And I love these box sets. 88 films. Is it 88? Yes, 88 films. They've been doing some great ones, these ones. Just the covers just sell it to me. But this one doesn't come with a booklet, unfortunately. I think probably some of the earlier special edition ones, if there was a special edition, it comes with a booklet. But it does come with good old Kim Newman, Stephen Jones, etc. Love the audio commentaries or any of the sort of discussions or documentaries on there. This was brilliant. Black Torment, great period drama. This was an odd one. Plot of Fear. Quite often with Italian Giallo films, the title in Italian is often better than the one, or sometimes the one we get is better, I think. Sometimes when you sort of think, oh, no, that would be, mate, they've changed it. And they always change them. You think, what does that actually mean? And sometimes I don't think it bears any relationship to the story at all. But this one, I thoroughly enjoy it. This one has got a good old booklet, and you can't beat a good booklet. And you can see there, you get this as well. Restoration of Paolo Cavara's dark and perverse Giallo from 1976. So great cast. I love this one. This was one of the weirdest, quirkiest, unusual Giallos I've seen, and just, yeah, worth checking out. Worth checking out. There's a bit, obviously, there's all the various pictures, various people involved. Now, unfortunately, that's the central part of the thing. There's this brilliant, obviously, one of the early comic books. This character is, of course, always thought of as, and he's great as well as the detective. Some of the scenes were just, yeah, totally excellent thing, and I love that as well. There was some great build. That's one thing that's in the Giallos quite often I love, probably sometimes more than the story, is sometimes the scenery. You get these flats and things or places, and you go in Rome or something, or you're in Florida, whatever. Quite often Rome and those sort of places. But it's just, you look at it, wow, what an apartment sometimes. Just often. The story, of course, helpful as well. That it generally does resolve themselves in most cases. Not always. Sometimes I'm thinking, how was possible were they the murderer? Now here's another one of these weird ones. The Possessed. This guy's a writer. I think he was a writer. I vaguely remember. Proto-Giallo, it says here, and it probably was, sort of. Yeah, he goes to this place, again, another one, end of season place, and he's trying to find lost love. And, of course, he finds there's mystery, etc. involved. But it's just beautifully filmed, and you find more things happening. The people that are running the place are, well, you know, immediately suspicious of them all. And they've all got dark, there's the maid, and there's all various people. You think, yes, it's great. I loved it. This Italian's most, what's in notorious, apparently it was a real crime. I think probably a long time before this though. But I thought it was great. The Possessed, really worth checking out. And this is from Arrow. So Arrow film there. Maybe a slightly more conventional one. Nosferatu. I love those vampire films. Dracula ones. I watched Nosferatu, the original one as well. That was great. I loved that one. And also, of course, Dracula as well. The 1930 one as well. That was good. But this one, Nosferatu, Nicholas Hoult was great in this. Bill Skarsgård, Lily Rose Depp, Aaron Taylor. Oh, of course, Aaron Taylor Johnson. All right. Yeah, I just watched him in another film. Oh, Emma Corrin as well. And William Dafoe. William Dafoe's always generally excellent. I don't think he had a vast role in this particularly. But still, Succumb to the Darkness. This one apparently has got the extended cut and the theatrical version. Now, I can't remember which one I watched. Probably the extended cut. I always do that. I don't know why. I always go, oh, the extended cut must be better. Doesn't always mean that, of course, because sometimes they just add lots of stuff in that's really quite irrelevant. But we got here deleted scenes, Nosferatu, Modern's masterpiece, and also you get commentary. I haven't listened to that yet. Sometimes I get quite a few Blu-rays and things, sometimes where, especially the Hammer ones, where they got like 5 or 6 audio commentaries. And you think, I can't watch the film 5 or 6 times to listen to all the commentaries. So sometimes I don't always get to see and listen to the commentary. Shame this one's never come with a vast amount of extras, but it's still a very, very good film. Again, I think one of my favourite Giallos, actually, this one. Influential, provocative, and excessive erotic. Well, maybe. But 1970s Italian cinema. And it's got Edvig Fenech. I don't know that's how you say her name, but I thought it was just absolutely brilliant film. Sergio Martino as well. Torso, All the Colours of the Dark, etc. And this one is one that I think I started right at the start of the year. The Ultimate Space 1999. And I should have, in many ways, have bought just the volume 1, the season 1. But instead I bought season 2 and 1. Season 2, I don't think was the best of Space 1999, and I'll probably dip into some of them, but I've watched every single episode of Season 1, and I loved it when it came out, and I loved it even more when watching it on this, because one, the Blu-ray quality was great. I don't like the way that all the Blu-rays are piled inside. They're crammed. It was very hard to keep picking them out, but it does. Also, sometimes some of the extras and things, and also films, some of the listings were a bit odd because it comes with a listing. It's got a little booklet. You can see here the booklet, and it's got all the various things. I loved a lot. Obviously, Breakaway, End of Eternity, all these sort of things. That was probably a good 50% of the stories were just superb. Martin Landau, Barbara Bain, everyone, just great. But weirdly, I was watching this one with the finishing off season 5, and then I think it was disc 5, I should say, but the season 1 finished, and then I found Metamorph was on the disc, even though it's listed as being on 8. Weirdly, it was on 5, which is so odd. So I was thinking, that's very strange. Anyway, it's the same with some of the various other things I found very confusing where all the stuff was. But I'm looking forward to watch, obviously, The Exiles. Probably after that, I probably won't watch any more. Some of them I think were terrible. Maybe I might watch them again and thoroughly enjoy them. So I'm not going to say I'm not going to enjoy them, but what a great box set that was of all of Space 1999. This was really weird Giallo. Not really an Italian Giallo, but an Australian Giallo. It's set in Sydney and great performances as well. I really loved it. It's also got a great selection of extras as well. But the thing about it was it had, Ray Milland. I mean, Ray Milland, quite often you had these sort of things where you would have a sort of American or British actor would turn up. There's one I watched with John Mills, and it was just weird watching him in an Italian film. It's just so odd. You think, what's he doing in this film? And that's quite often. But I think Ray Moran was great in this, and also the rest of the. No, I'm not going to say anything about it. But it was just odd. But it was one of my favourites. It was weird, quirky, Everything about it was just great. And always, of course, I got completely confused about who possibly could be the murderer in that one. And we got this one, which was just great. Sully Gray, excellent. And Trevor Howard. Not an actor that I must admit, I think, oh, must go and watch a film, Trevor Howard. But in this, he was absolutely superb. Great again, another 88 films. Great cover. I just love their covers. Just sells it straight away. Also, again, lots of extras. And Kim Newman. Good old Kim Newman's in this. It's not Jonathan Rigby in this case. But also you've got here various other documentaries as well. So, brave new. I think all the extras were great. I loved all the extras. But this guy, he is a criminal. He gets involved with a gang, and the guy who runs the gang is really a sleazeball character. He is really not very pleasant, but he's brilliant in other films. He's one of those actors you think, oh, he's very pleasant, lovely. In this film, he really shows that sort of dark side, and I just thought everything about this, the dark underside of post-war Britain. Trevor Howard is on hard times after being demobbed. Just perfect. Gets put in prison, then of course, etc., etc. And he's a fugitive, and it's brilliant. Worth checking out this one. I think just one of my favourite British films for a long time. And on to British films, and finally, this one was quite expensive. You can see it priced 20 quid from Keck, good old Keck. And this one I got Yellow Submarine. Reason being, I haven't seen this since 68. Certainly, I might have seen it on TV, I don't remember, but it was just a joy to watch on Blu-ray. It was amazing. It was the quality was so much better, so beautiful. The animation was perfect all the way through. Also comes with a great selection of special features as well, and always love that. But this is a trip of your life. Magical. I've also got that as well, Magical Mystery Tour, which I am looking forward to sit and watch as well. But this one, Yellow Submarine, I just love. So my favourites for 2025, and definitely my top recommendation, the Ingmar Bergman sets. Reasonably priced. I think they're about £34. You can pick them up in various places like HMV, obviously Amazon, etc. Blu-rays. Quality all the way through. Just a great selection of films. Also a brilliant booklet as well in both these, and I think some just masterpieces. These ones like Winter Light, The Devil's Eye, The Virgin Spring, also Smiles of a Summer Night in Swedish, but of course there's the English subtitles, so I must admit I know no Swedish whatsoever, so it's just absolutely brilliant films. Totally recommended. So that's it for 2025. Your favourites for 2025. What great films did you see on Blu-ray, 4K, VHS or DVD? And there's probably a few other formats as well, quite certain. Also, what are you looking forward to for 2026? Well, that's it. The end of the year. A few hours anyway. Hope you have a wonderful, happy new year. Bye.